So if you've been keeping up on my channel this week, you know that this is discontinued week. I was going through my discontinued favorites, letting you know about them. Well, I got a bottle in the mail, it's not discontinued, that I wanted to let you guys know about, so I am actually putting a stop to discontinued week today. I'll continue that tomorrow because I really wanted to talk about this and tell you about how much I love it. So a brand contacted me on Friday and they said, and I've never heard of them before, they're called Blu Atlas. And they are a skincare brand that, again, won a bunch of awards and stuff like that, I guess. And they have a fragrance. And that fragrance they wanted to send me is called Atlantis. And so they sent it to me. They said, hey, if you want to review it, blah, blah, blah. This is not a sponsored video. I am not being paid to say anything. This is my first time ever getting a full bottle. So I am giving you my 100% honest opinions. And you guys are going to want to stick around because this fragrance, you're going to want to know about it. So without further ado, let's get it. Alright, my great smelling dudes, welcome back to my channel. This is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another fragrance video and a first impression of a fragrance that I really want to talk to you about because I'm so excited about it. Before I get into the video, as always, if you don't mind, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff, as well as consider following me on TikTok and Instagram under the same name or at FragranceDoud if you like my content. So again, I was sent this by a brand called Blu Atlas. This is called Atlantis. It is a 100 milliliter bottle. It only comes in that one size, 3.4 ounces. It's an eau de parfum. With that said, they have a skincare brand and they won a bunch of awards. And from what I saw on their website, Atlantis was rated by Forbes magazine as the #1 fragrance to try in 2022. And to be honest with you, I'm so happy that they sent this to me. They contacted me on Thursday or Friday. They said, hey, if you don't mind, we would like to send you this. We saw your channel. We like your content. We'd like to send you this product that we have. And I didn't know if it was going to be skincare. I didn't know anything about it. And then it turned out that it was a fragrance. And I was really happy that it was. And so with that said, I'm going to let you guys know. This has a little magnetic folio. So it's a nice black. There's nothing on the back or anything like that. But it's a nice black folio that opens up and you have the bottle on the inside. So it's simple but classy, really like it. And then I'll have the bottle here. Again, I wore this yesterday. And so it looks like a matted, it has a nice feeling to it. It's like a matted Bleu De Chanel looking bottle. And it has the BA for Blu Atlas. And then it says Atlantis on the bottom of the front. It has a magnetic cap, but again, do not pick it up from the cap. I picked it up yesterday from the cap, just trying it out, and it did fall out of my hands, but it's still pretty strong, pretty nice. For the price that you pay, this is a really nice presentation, absolutely. So I'm going to give you the note breakdown that they give you from their site at least. If there is any other notes, I will let you know. The top notes in Atlantis are bergamot, lemon, and black currant. The mid notes are lavender, clary sage, peach, and apricot. Base notes are orris, oak moss, violet, ambrette seed, and musk. So this is a vegan formula that is also made in the USA, in New York. So I wanted to let you guys know that information. I'm going to spray it again on my wrist to remind myself. I also want to let you know, I saw this in TLTG. He also got this. I saw this in his post, and so it made me really excited. He did like a little Instagram short where he showed the atomizer. It is a controlled pressurized atomizer, so you can press it down as slowly or as fast as you want, and it covers almost your entire arm if you want. So freaking nice of an atomizer. So that not only is the presentation nice, the atomizer is freaking amazing. So whenever you first spray on, or should I say when I first sprayed on Blu Atlas Atlantis, I was like, oh my god. It was one of those you sprayed on and you're just like, oh, is anybody else in the room to smell this to make sure I'm not nuts? And then I was literally running into the other room going, oh my god, Jen, you need to smell this. And then she came out, she smelled it, and she was like, that's probably the best fresh fragrance that you have bought this year. That best one that you have worn this year. And I said, I honestly think I agree. I said, there's Dior Homme Sport 2021, there is Lacoste Blanc Fresh, there's Coach Up and Road, a lot of other fragrances that were released that were freshies this year, and I can tell you that this is probably my favorite. And I wish I would have heard about it sooner. I absolutely adore this fragrance. Blu Atlas Atlantis It's just, it reminded me of a few fragrances here and there throughout the fragrance, just not smelling exactly like them, just certain things that give off the vibe of those fragrances. While honestly, the performance is even better than them. With that said, I'm going to tell you about the notes from that, which is probably what you guys want to hear. And again, with the presentation, with the way that this smells, with the freaking atomizer that is pressure sensitive and absolutely amazing, this fragrance checks all the boxes for me, at least for me. When you first spray it on, there is that lemon and bergamot, but it's more dialed in the background. It's something that is kind of just like a supporting citrusy undertone. You get a super amount of freshness, while you get this mixture of blackcurrant, peach, and apricot kind of just floating through the entire fragrance as the main portion of the fragrance, but it's never too fruity. It's not like if you spray Lacoste L'Homme Intense, which it kind of reminds me of, because it has that unique fruitiness to it. It's not as strong of a fruitiness, but it has that like soft, fresh background. And that's the same thing with this fragrance. It's super fresh. You get that little bit of moss in there. You get some musks throughout the entire fragrance. But that apricot, that peach, that blackcurrant, it never really comes off as apricot or peach or blackcurrant. It comes off as a mixture of all three mixed together with this aromatic green muskiness that has this really nice freshness with a supporting citrusy undertone. That's the opening. Excuse me. So as we move, I'm just so excited that like my throat's starting to hurt. But Blu Atlas Atlantis, seriously, whenever you start to work, it doesn't change too much when you get into the mid, into the dry down. The only things that do change is that supporting citrusy undertone dissipates slowly as you get through. About a half hour, it's probably gone. And then that lavender, clary sage, blue facet that has that aromatic feel. Any blue fragrance, if you have a blue fragrance, you're going to find lavender, clary sage, or geranium somewhere in the middle. So this has that blue facet in the middle while not coming off really as a blue fragrance. So it brings in those little bit of aromatics as that pulls up. And then you still have that apricot, peach, and blackcurrant mixture that works its way all the way into the dry down, 5-6 hours in. Once you do get into the dry down, the musks come up just a little bit while never becoming fully a big like musky fragrance. It's more of a nice supporting undertone of musk. And then you also do get some that moss, which again, to me, it reminds me of Pacific rock moss if it projected better and lasted longer. But not the full amount of that fragrance. It doesn't smell exactly like Pacific rock moss. So if you didn't like Pacific rock moss, do not think that you're not going to like this. It doesn't have the mossiness of Pacific rock moss or Hassivat. It's a nice mossiness that's smooth. It's coming in, and that's a really nice word for this fragrance. It's really smooth. It's fresh. It's clean. It's smooth. It's so again, like I said, it's checking all the boxes. I'm gonna get the performance out of the way. It's one of the things that really made me happy about this, is that usually with the softer, fresh fragrances, they either don't last that long or they don't project good. This one, you'll get wafts of it after 3.5 hours, which is usually about when the projection stops, about 3.5 to 4 hours. But it projects above moderate, so between moderate and above average, somewhere around the lines of like light blue O intense. And then it'll last for about 7 to 8 hours, which it did on my skin yesterday. So I sprayed it 5 times. I sprayed it on my skin on both arms, my neck on both sides, and then on my shirt, because I also wanted to get how long it lasted on clothes. So on my skin, again, it projected about 3.5 to 4 hours, a little bit above moderate, so really nice for this type of fragrance. And then it lasted for about 7 hours on my skin, while lasting about 8 on my shirt. At about 6 hours, it was more of a skin scent, but it didn't really matter because for a fresh fragrance, that is exactly what you're looking for. It is clean, it is green, it is absolutely amazing. Whenever I was thinking about it, I was like, you could wear this in almost any situation. You could wear this day or night. It's very versatile. It's more of a spring and summer fragrance, but in a lot of locations, you can wear it all year round. This is going to be something that I'm going to put in my top 5 lists when spring and summer comes back, because for a fresh fragrance, it's beautiful. It's very naturalistic, doesn't come off synthetic whatsoever. I mean, it seems like it could be a niche fragrance. I mean, literally, it's something, it's either in the high designer realm, like Chanel, Dior, stuff like that, or it could be in something which I think it feels more like something like a Rouge Dove or something like that. That is how nice this comes off. It's very, very, very beautiful fragrance. So again, this fragrance, again, is made in New York. And so you always want to support your U.S. brands as well. With that said, the presentation is beautiful. The atomizer is beautiful. The fragrance is absolutely amazing. The projection and longevity performance are all beautiful. It is something that I legit, if you want to blind buy it, this is a blind buy worthy fragrance because it's not offensive. Not many people are going to hate it because it's not something that is too over the top while still remaining a bit unique. It's not like something like you might think is too unisex or speaking of that, I did say it was more for men earlier, but with that said, it does ride the line of unisex. My wife said that she could see herself wearing it, but it also does maintain its masculinity. So it is a beautiful fragrance through and through. I don't know how they advertise it, unisex or not, but I would definitely wear this. My wife would wear it. It is absolutely fantastic. Again, not too fruity, not too floral. There is orris in the base, but which is iris, and it doesn't really come across like that. The only thing that you really do get differently in the base is a little bit of like a woodiness, as well as that musk pulls up and that moss pulls up. And then it really becomes just a slightly fruity, fresh, clean, mossy muskiness underneath. And while in the opening, it's more of like a citrus fruitiness with that freshness, that aromatic, almost like a greenness floating throughout the fragrance. It's bright. The whole fragrance is bright. It is effervescent. It is, and honestly, I hear other people say that, but whenever you smell this fragrance, you'll know exactly what I say. It makes you feel that way too. It is beautiful, and I'm not going to continuously say the freaking word beautiful 500 times. Try this fragrance. It is Blu Atlas Atlantis. The link will be in my description. I'm not being paid for this. I feel like I'm sounding like I am, but it is great. I don't like fresh fragrances much, but I do love this. And if you need to get out, you want to try it, if you want whatever, I probably will do a giveaway of a decant of this so somebody else can try it this Sunday, so stay tuned to my live. But let me know if you've tried this before or if you're interested in trying it in the comments. But again, I will be back with another video. I'll probably do a full review, even though that's what this was, once I get some wears on it for a few weeks to let you guys know even more. And I do want to revisit it because it is great. So that's Blu Atlas Atlantis. Fantastic fragrance. There is a reason why Forbes magazine named it as the #1 fragrance to try in 2022. It definitely is. So I wish I was reading Forbes magazine whenever that was released. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. This is FragranceDoud signing out. Peace out.